Let us pause and reflect for a moment. A dog stands guard over your dwelling, ever vigilant. A horse diligently hauls burdens, its strength unwavering. A cow generously provides milk, a nourishing gift. And what, pray tell, is the cat's contribution? It scratches your most cherished sofa, seemingly with malicious glee. It pointedly ignores your commands, feigning deafness to your entreaties. And with the punctuality of a Swiss clock, it rouses you from slumber at 5 a.m., its plaintive cries a demand for sustenance, even when its food bowl is only 3/4 depleted. From a strictly practical perspective, the cat appears to be the most utterly useless companion humankind has ever deigned to domesticate. And yet, remarkably, over 500 million of these diminutive, furry despots currently hold dominion within our very homes. We, their supposed masters, lavish billions of dollars upon them annually, readily forgive their every transgression, no matter how egregious, and coo and fawn over their every subtle movement, captivated by their feline charm. This, surely, is the ultimate paradox, a perplexing conundrum. How did the most profoundly self-centered and fiercely independent creature on this entire planet manage to achieve such extraordinary success and widespread adoration? How did an animal that essentially domesticated itself, subtly insinuating its way into our affections, manage to so masterfully manipulate the most dominant species of all, namely us? To truly unravel this intricate mystery, to understand the feline mystique, we must endeavor to get beneath its luxurious fur. Literally, we must delve into its physical being. We shall meticulously examine its body, a marvel of evolutionary design crafted for hunting with unparalleled precision. We will decode its unique language, a subtle symphony of sounds and gestures specifically developed for communicating with us, its human companions. And we shall trace its incredible journey, an epic saga of adaptation and survival, from the untamed wilds to the pampered comfort of our very laps. Prepare yourselves, for after this in-depth exploration, you will undoubtedly regard your own personal four-legged dictator with an entirely new level of profound respect, a newfound appreciation for its cunning and its undeniable charm. To truly understand the enigmatic cat, we must first dissect its being, metaphorically speaking, examining it piece by piece. At first superficial glance, it presents itself as a creature of softness and supple grace, a vision of feline elegance. But concealed beneath that deceptively innocent fur lies a true marvel of biological engineering, a testament to the power of millennia of relentless evolution, honed and refined by the unforgiving hand of natural selection. Let us begin with the very foundation of its being, the skeleton. A cat's body possesses almost 40 more bones than a human's, a seemingly insignificant detail that holds the key to its extraordinary agility. This abundance of skeletal components is no mere accident of nature. The absence of rigid collarbones, coupled with the presence of extraordinarily flexible ligaments connecting its vertebrae, allows it to perform acrobatic feats that would leave even the most seasoned gymnast in awe, squeezing through spaces that appear impossibly tight, contorting its body into angles that defy anatomical understanding, and most famously, always, invariably landing on its feet with uncanny precision. This is not some form of mystical magic, but rather the elegant application of physics. A supremely flexible spine combined with the innate ability to rotate its body in mid-air makes it a natural-born stunt artist, a creature of unparalleled agility and grace. And what of its ears? They are far more than mere decorative appendages. They are, in fact, high-precision locators, sophisticated sensory instruments of remarkable sensitivity. Imagine, if you will, each of your own ears being controlled by 12 separate and distinct muscles. Cats possess this very ability, allowing them to rotate their ears 180 degrees, independently of each other, effortlessly picking up the faintest rustle of a scurrying rodent from dozens of yards away. They possess the ability to hear in the ultrasonic range, detecting frequencies up to 60 kHz, while the human auditory limit is a mere 20 kHz. The world is quite literally filled with sounds that cats can readily hear, sounds that remain forever beyond the realm of human perception, a symphony of whispers inaudible to our ears. The heart of this miniature predator beats at a furious and relentless pace, ranging from 110 to 140 beats per minute, almost twice as fast as our own. This rapid heartbeat is absolutely essential for instant mobilization, allowing for lightning-fast responses. From a state of complete and utter rest, a cat can seamlessly transition to an explosive burst of speed in a mere fraction of a second, a testament to its remarkable physiological preparedness. But perhaps its most truly amazing tool, its most remarkable sensory adaptation, is its whiskers, more formally known as vibrissae. These are far more than mere hairs, simple adornments. Each individual whisker is intricately wired to the nervous system, acting as a supersensitive sensor, a highly sophisticated information-gathering device. With these remarkable appendages, a cat can effortlessly measure the width of a passage without even needing to see it, sensing the slightest air currents to navigate with ease in complete darkness, and even gathering subtle information about temperature and pressure. If its whiskers are pointing forward, projecting outwards, the cat is clearly interested in something, its curiosity piqued. If, on the other hand, they are pressed back against its face, it is likely frightened or preparing to defend itself, adopting a posture of wary caution. It is, in essence, a true onboard computer, a sophisticated sensory array providing a constant stream of information about its surroundings. And finally, a fun and intriguing fact: if you have ever wondered whether cats sweat, the answer is indeed yes. But they only do so through the pads located on their paws, a curious quirk of their physiology. So, if your beloved feline companion has left damp paw prints on the floor, it might simply be a little anxious or perhaps just overheated from its recent adventures. Every single element of its body, from the very tip of its twitching tail to the sensitive pads of its paws, serves a singular, overarching purpose: to be as effective and efficient as possible, to be the ultimate predator, perfectly adapted to its environment. Now that we have thoroughly covered the hardware, the physical attributes of the cat, let us move on to the software, its communication, its unique way of interacting with the world. And here lies a truly big surprise, a revelation that may challenge your preconceptions. That signature meow that you hear every single day is not, in fact, cat language in the traditional sense. More precisely, it is a language that cats have specifically and exclusively developed for communicating with us humans, a carefully crafted repertoire of vocalizations designed to elicit a specific response from their human companions. In the untamed realms of nature, it is a curious observation that adult felines almost never communicate through the endearing sound of a meow. This particular vocalization serves as a signal of infancy, a plaintive cry employed by kittens to summon the attention and care of their mothers. However, following the domestication of these creatures, cats astutely recognized the remarkable effect this sound had upon the large, somewhat clumsy, bipedal beings that shared their abodes. Consequently, they successfully maintained this infantile vocalization within their adult repertoire. Their capacity for sound production is quite impressive, encompassing approximately 100 different sounds, a number that exceeds that of dogs by a factor of 10. The majority of this vocal variety is strategically employed to entice us into providing sustenance, offering affectionate strokes, or granting access through a closed portal. Furthermore, it has been observed that the more one engages in verbal communication with these feline companions, the more talkative they become in response, fostering a unique and engaging dialogue. Yet, spoken words merely represent the most visible aspect of their communication. The primary language of cats is expressed through their body language, and the tail serves as its most prominent instrument. Indeed, the tail acts as a true barometer of their emotional state. Should a cat approach with its tail held high and erect, perhaps even exhibiting a slight quivering at the tip, this constitutes the ultimate expression of trust and affection. This particular greeting is reserved exclusively for those whom they consider to be within their inner circle. It is noteworthy that their wild counterparts do not engage in this behavior, typically maintaining their tails in a horizontal or lowered position. Conversely, a deliberate swishing of the tail from side to side, unlike the wagging of a dog's tail, does not signify happiness in the slightest. Rather, it serves as an indication of inner conflict and indecision. For instance, a cat perched upon a windowsill, observing a bird in the distance, might exhibit this tail movement. Within the feline mind, too, conflicting desires are engaged in a battle, the primal hunter's instinct urging attack, and the voice of reason reminding "but I'm inside, it's pointless." And of course, there is the renowned behavior of milking or kneading with their paws. This instinctive reflex originates from early kittenhood, during which the kitten employs this action to stimulate the flow of milk from its mother. By carrying this habit into adulthood, the cat is demonstrating a state of utter bliss, comfort, and profound trust. It is as though they are conveying, "Next to you, I feel small and safe once more." We have already marveled at the cat as an engineering marvel and a master of communication. Yet, within the realm of these furry creatures, there exist true stars whose remarkable achievements leave us in a state of astonishment. Prepare to enter the cat's own version of the Guinness Book of World Records, where astonishing stories abound. Let us begin with the topic of size. The average domestic cat typically weighs approximately 5 kilograms, equivalent to 11 pounds. However, there exist true giants within their ranks. The heaviest cat in the world, officially recognized and documented, was Himi, hailing from the land of Australia. His weight reached an astounding 21 kilograms, equivalent to 46 pounds, accompanied by a waistline measuring 84 centimeters, or 33 inches. Imagine, if you will, a small child entirely covered in fur. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we find Tinker Toy, a diminutive Himalayan cat who weighed a mere fraction over half a kilogram, approximately 1.5 pounds, with a height at the withers of only 7 centimeters, or 2 8/10 inches. He remained, quite literally, a kitten for the entirety of his life. Naturally, when discussing size, we cannot overlook their wild relatives. While many regard the lion as the king of the beasts and the largest member of the cat family, this is, in fact, a misconception. In reality, tigers surpass lions in size by a considerable margin. These majestic predators can attain lengths of up to 3 meters, nearly 10 feet, excluding the tail, and weigh in the vicinity of 300 kilograms, or 660 pounds. A solitary tiger is capable of consuming up to 40 kilograms, or 88 pounds, of meat in a single sitting. This serves as a stark reminder that even our domestic permachines are, at their core, miniature versions of perfectly adapted predators. The lifespan of cats can also be surprisingly varied. On average, wild cats typically live for approximately 5 years, whereas domestic cats, provided with proper care and attention, can grace our lives for a significantly longer duration. The record holder for longevity was a cat named Puss, originating from England, who passed away just 2 days after celebrating her 36th birthday. To place this in perspective, 36 cat years is equivalent to 168 human years. And what of their fertility? Cats are veritable champions of rapid reproduction. A single female cat can potentially produce up to 100 kittens within her lifetime. History has recorded some extraordinary record holders in this regard. In Texas, during the 1950s, a cat named Dusty fathered over 400 kittens throughout his extended life, with his final litters appearing when he had already surpassed the age of 18 years. Furthermore, the record for the greatest number of surviving kittens in a single litter belongs to Bluebell, from South Africa, who successfully delivered 14 healthy kittens. These compelling facts serve as a testament to the truly diverse and astonishing world inhabited by cats. From the tiniest of creatures to those that can only be described as true giants, and from veterans of longevity to incredibly prolific parents, each and every cat possesses a unique character, but together they constitute one of the most incredible families on the face of the earth. The feline journey towards achieving the status of global sweetheart has been a winding road, filled with dramatic and unexpected twists and turns. It is a narrative in which reverence was tragically replaced by persecution, and a chance partnership unexpectedly blossomed into one of the strongest interspecies bonds imaginable. This all began approximately 10,000 years ago, in the Middle East, at a time when humans were making the transition towards a settled lifestyle and the practice of agriculture. Our early ancestors began constructing granaries, which in turn attracted substantial hordes of rodents. It was at this precise moment that wild cats entered the scene. They were not initially drawn to humans themselves, but rather to the readily available and abundant prey. People quickly came to the realization that these small predators were, in fact, the best possible guards for their precious harvest. Thus commenced a mutually beneficial alliance. The cats acquired a reliable source of food, and the humans received invaluable protection from the persistent pests. Cats reached the zenith of their esteemed status in ancient Egypt, where they were revered as sacred animals, closely associated with the powerful goddess Batet. The act of killing a cat was considered a heinous crime, punishable by nothing less than death. However, this glorious hour was sadly followed by what can only be described as the dark ages for the feline species. In medieval Europe, attitudes towards cats underwent a drastic and unfortunate transformation. They began to be perceived as accomplices of the devil himself, and as sinister associates of witches, personifications of darkness and pure evil. A period of mass extermination ensued, during which countless cats were burned at the stake and heartlessly drowned. This widespread cruelty had devastating and far-reaching consequences. The disappearance of the natural enemy of rodents led to an uncontrolled and exponential growth in rat populations, which in turn were carriers of fleas, the primary distributors of the dreaded bubonic plague. Many historians now believe that the widespread extermination of cats was, in fact, one of the key factors that exacerbated the Black Death epidemic, which tragically claimed the lives of approximately 1/3 of Europe's entire population. It was only over time that pragmatism finally prevailed over superstition and unfounded fears. People slowly began to remember the cat's unsurpassed and undeniable hunting talents. For example, in England, they began to be officially enlisted to protect state granaries and other crucial food warehouses. A single cat, through its diligent hunting of mice, has the potential to save up to 10 tons of grain in a single year. They still hold this vital position to this very day, even receiving an official allowance for their invaluable services. Today, cats are firmly and lovingly established in our homes and deeply embedded in our hearts. And, as scientific research consistently demonstrates, there is indeed good reason for this. Statistics confirm that cat owners are demonstrably less likely to suffer from heart attacks and, on average, tend to live longer lives than those who do not have a feline companion. Perhaps their calm and reassuring presence, and their measured and comforting purring, truly do have a profound and therapeutic effect on our well-being. So, having journeyed from deity to outcast and then back to being a valuable worker, the cat has made its most significant career leap of all, becoming a cherished and professional companion. When the topic turns to cats, logic and science often seem to give way to whispers and mysteries, to legends and lore. For countless centuries, these enigmatic animals have been attributed with supernatural abilities and uncanny powers. Let us attempt to separate the folklore from the established facts and gain a deeper understanding of what truly lies behind these enduring and enigmatic beliefs. One of the most common beliefs surrounding cats is their supposed ability to heal. Numerous owners swear that their beloved pet unerringly finds their sore spot, whether it be lying down on an aching joint or a troubled stomach, and that the pain subsequently subsides. Science remains skeptical of such claims, but nonetheless offers some rational explanations. Firstly, a cat's body temperature typically ranges from approximately 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, 100 to 102 degrees Fahrenheit. In essence, it functions like a living, purring heating pad that can effectively relax tense muscles and relieve painful spasms. Secondly, there is the purring sound itself. Studies have definitively shown that this purring occurs at frequencies ranging from 25 to 150 Hz. Vibrations within this specific range are known to promote the healing of bones and tissues. Perhaps the cat is primarily healing itself, rather than us, but we nonetheless fall under the beneficial influence of this remarkable process. Another enduring legend speaks of the feline ability to foresee impending trouble. Stories abound from all corners of the world, recounting instances of cats exhibiting pronounced anxiety in the moments preceding earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or even bombings. There's no need to invoke parapsychology to explain such phenomena. The answer, more plausibly, resides in their phenomenally developed sensory capabilities. Cats, it seems, can detect the slightest vibrations rippling through the Earth's crust, subtle changes in atmospheric pressure, or the buildup of static electricity that often precedes cataclysms. What appears to us as a mystical premonition is, for them, simply data received and processed by their exquisitely sensitive radars, their bodies acting as finely tuned instruments. Of course, there also exists a whole intricate layer of superstitions surrounding these creatures, beliefs that are often difficult, if not impossible, to definitively verify. For example, there's the notion that a cat hissing at a guest possesses the uncanny ability to sense their ill intentions, while a purring feline is supposedly attuned to good intentions. Most likely, however, the animal is simply reacting, often unconsciously, to the person's body language, their unique scent, and the subtle nuances of their tone of voice, cues which we ourselves may not be consciously aware of. And the widely held belief that sheltering a homeless kitten brings good luck surely has a simple, fundamentally humanistic basis, rooted in our innate desire to do good. And yet, even armed with all the rational explanations and scientific insights, it remains remarkably difficult to completely shake the persistent feeling that cats see and feel something more than we, with our limited human senses, are capable of perceiving. They seem to exist perpetually, on the border between our world and their own, enigmatic and often incomprehensible. And perhaps it is precisely this inherent ambiguity, this tantalizing sense of the unknown, that makes them so endlessly attractive and fascinating to us. So, our exploration of the feline mystique is drawing to a close. We commenced with the image of a simple domesticated house pet and concluded with a portrait of one of the most complex and remarkably successful creatures to have ever graced the planet. Now, when you next observe your cat, lazily stretching out on the rug in a display of feline contentment, you will undoubtedly see something more than you did before. You'll see a descendant of ancient and formidable predators, whose primal instincts still slumber just beneath the surface of their seemingly innocuous, fluffy fur. You'll see a biomechanical wonder, a marvel of evolutionary engineering, equipped with sophisticated locators instead of merely ears and a highly refined navigation system embedded in their sensitive whiskers. You'll recognize in it a virtuoso psychologist, subtly attuned to human emotions, who has developed a special language, a repertoire of purrs and meows, to manipulate your deepest and most cherished emotions. You'll remember its incredible and often turbulent journey through history, from revered sacred deity, worshipped in the opulent temples of ancient Egypt, to persecuted outcast, unjustly maligned in the dark ages of medieval Europe, and finally to an indispensable companion, a cherished member of the family whose comforting purring has become virtually synonymous with domestic warmth and security. The cat, in essence, is a living paradox, a creature of inherent contradictions. It's fiercely independent, yet it actively seeks our affection and companionship. It can appear selfish, yet it gives us a profound sense of peace and emotional well-being. It never became completely ours, forever retaining a part of its wild, untamed, and rebellious soul. And perhaps that's ultimately why we love it, and why we are so drawn to it. Because it allows us, in some small way, to touch the profound mystery that lives right within our own home. So the next time that tiny tyrant wakes you up before the crack of dawn, demanding breakfast, or nonchalantly knocks something valuable off the table, sending it crashing to the floor, just smile indulgently. You're not simply dealing with an animal, a mere pet. You're sharing your life with a tangible piece of great history, a living link to the ancient world. And having a cat at home, as the age-old saying goes, is always considered to be a good omen, a sign of good fortune to come.